USA, USA. Okay, so I have my USA Winter Olympic hat on. Do you like the Olympics? It is 2022. The Winter Olympics are in full swing and they're in China, so it's a little bit different. I love the Olympics. I love the Summer Olympics. I love the Winter Olympics. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Olympics. What is your favorite Winter Olympic game? As I grab my microphone back here, welcome to Chavez Live 360, brought to you by Live Masters, where we feel alive by going live, and your journey to video mastery begins here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Chavez, and I've been on a live video journey for 5 years. I go live every day with videos like this so we can get to know each other. And I specialize in helping people build incredible relationships online. And I'm here in the fabulous city of Las Vegas. Let me know where in the world that you're tuning in from. If you're going to come and join me live, say hello below. And of course, if you're going to be on the rerun, make sure that you say hi. So I started thinking about this video topic about the Winter Olympics. Like I mentioned a couple of seconds ago, I love the Olympics. I think it's actually one of the coolest things because we see so many different cultures come together. You know, the Olympics started way back in the Greek days. The Summer Olympics, they didn't even have winter sports back then that they competed in. So the Winter Olympics just started this week here, and they're in China. So that being said, under the unique circumstances that we're in the world, I gotta tell you, not just for political reasons, but it just feels different. These Olympics totally feel different. First thing I will say that politics always get involved throughout history in Olympics, right? I mean, World War II, the Germans they hosted the Olympics, and it was interesting when they hosted the Olympics. They did not even want any African Americans to compete in the Olympics. And if you know anything about history, you know that Jesse Owens, that's when Jesse Owens blast onto the scene, and he dispelled that myth, all those myths and all those crazy things that were going on about the way that people think about other people. And Jesse Owens is one of the greatest Olympians to ever live. And I think it's sad. You know, I remember the last time that they had one of the last times they had the Olympics of Moscow in Russia. I think it was in the 80s. Was it the 1980 Olympics? We boycotted those Olympics, right? We didn't even go to those Olympics because of political reasons. And then, if anybody's ever seen The Miracle on Ice, or you've heard the story about the USA hockey team 8 years later that ended up beating the Soviet team, the Russians like had the best Olympic hockey team in the world. Most of the Russian players actually on their team were professional hockey players, and we in the Olympics, it's amateur, right? They don't get paid to do it, but in a lot of these countries, they actually that's their job. Like China, Russia, those sort of countries, they go and they grab kids at an early age. They put them in these youth sports academies, and they take them from their homes, and they literally take these kids' childhood away from them, and they raise them in the system. So it is interesting how certain countries use the Olympics as a political stage to get their message out. And that's kind of really what's going on in China right now, most definitely. And it's interesting to see how the world reacts. Now, I will say this. I'm not sure if you're aware, but they are very strict now, obviously, with the testing and stuff like that, you know, with doping and steroids and growth hormone and performance enhancing drugs, right? They're really super strict. They got the science down where they can tell if people are using banned substances. Well, Russia, for example, got in trouble because they got caught. They got caught cheating, and they were not allowed to compete in these Olympics. But what they did was they found a way around it so they could compete. And what they did is they called themselves the ROC, the Russian Olympic Committee, and the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, let them compete under the flag ROC. Now the Russians are not allowed to fly the Russian flag on any of their clothes or anything like that, and that was the agreement. They let them compete, but they would not let them compete under the Russian flag. They had to compete under the ROC, which is the Russian Olympic Committee, like I mentioned. And during the opening ceremonies, they came in to the opening ceremonies under the ROC banner instead of the Russian flag. And guess what? They had Russian flags all over their jackets. So I don't think it's fair if you get caught cheating. I think they shouldn't be there. I don't think it's cool. And I don't think it's cool either that a lot of countries use the Olympics as a political platform to get their message out. I think they need to realize and go back to what the meaning of the Olympic Games are, right? It was to bring the best of the best around the world and compete with all the political stuff and all the strife that's going on in between countries. I think that we need to get back to the root of what the Olympics are all about, right? I remember, I'll never forget this as a kid. I remember in 1988, was it 88? Yeah, I think it was 88. No, it was 84. It was 1984. 1984. The Olympics were in California and at Los Angeles, and they had them at the Coliseum. And I grew up in that area, and actually I grew up about I would say about 10, 15 miles from the Coliseum in downtown LA. And I lived about 15 miles south of that. But when they had the torch, the Olympic torch, you know, they light the torch and they bring it around the world, and they light the Olympic flame wherever it is. In 1984, I actually saw the Olympic torch. I saw them running with the Olympic torch, and that was one of the coolest things ever to see that. Because I like the Olympics. So anyways, I just wanted to come and share this video, my thoughts about the Olympics. Do you think it's over politicized? Do you think that we've lost the true spirit of the Olympics through politics? I sure hope not. I got to tell you though, this is the first Olympics where I wasn't anticipating it. It just kind of snuck up on me. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to get ready for the Olympics. But I do. I love the Winter Olympics. I think my favorite events for the Winter Olympics are the bobsled, the luge, and the ski jump. Those are my three favorite Winter Olympic sports. Maybe you can share with me down below in the comments. What is your favorite Winter Olympic sport to watch? I even like figure skating. I think it's really cool. Did you know that a woman for the first time just did a quad jump in the air? She went up and she did 4 spins in the air and she landed it. So history is definitely being made, even in these unique political circumstances that we are in the world, and the unique situation that we're in with what's been going on. So you stay safe, you stay healthy. I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. We're actually streaming this on my personal page. We're streaming this in our Community Live Masters, and we're streaming this in our YouTube channel, #Live Masters. So let me know what your thoughts are about the Olympics. Let me know what you like best about them, and give me some feedback about what you think about the Olympics being over politicized.